Right, okie doke. So, we are ready for the next run, which is being done by myself. So, without further ado, here is Driver 2 by myself. Right, so I got the game all ready to go, all loaded, and yeah. Obviously it's me that's doing my own timer here, so this is going to be quite fun, isn't it? Right, okay, hopefully this shouldn't be too loud. Let me just double check. Yeah, that's fine. Also, lol. Okay, right, so here we go. So 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is Driver 2, Complete Chicago. I don't think the audio is going to be too loud. I've lowered it a bit. If it isn't loud, then I do apologise. But yeah, this is Complete Chicago. So in Chicago we have, I think it's 8 missions to do. And we start off with a fairly easy mission, which is called Surveillance Tip-Off. Nice easy mission to get us started. Not a lot to it really. And we basically got to get to the witness, as he says. This is being done on the North American version of the game because it makes things easier. And obviously, as you can tell, it's being done on a emulator. So I know a lot of people object to emulators and such. I can only apologise. I was planning on running this on console, but unfortunately I don't have my NTSC copy of the game yet. Otherwise I would be running it on a console. So this is the closest we can get. But anyway, so yes, Complete Chicago, it's a set of 8 missions, and I believe out of all of the different cities that are in this game, so there's 4 cities in Driver 2. There is Chicago, Havana, Vegas, and Rio. And out of all of the cities in particular, this one is the shortest one, which is quite nice, meaning we've got quite a short distance to cover. And also I want to kind of get the frame rate to keep as much as possible. So one thing that often is used in the first 2 Driver games, in Driver 1 and 2, is this whole looking to the side fiasco. The main reason it's used is because of the simple fact that, well, when you use it, it allows the frame rate to somehow speed up. I don't know why this is a thing, it just is. But it allows, basically, it frees up the frame rate so you're not travelling at like, 15 FPS, it actually works at 30. Now, you'll notice that I'm playing in first person. This is actually the case for a lot of the time when I'm playing this game. Unfortunately, there's not much else to mention about the game other than just making sure that to keep everything, concentrate and keep everything going. So what we often do is we'll often do that, crash into poles and stuff to get out the cars faster. It's a neat little strat, shall we say, that's very, very useful. More so, obviously, in this first mission, and obviously in a mission called Train Pursuit, which we're going to get into in a second. Hopefully I get the good RNG with the witness, because what you can do, it is possible you can actually travel ahead of the witness. And I actually got this in a practice run the other day. Like, I hadn't played the game in a while, so I was like, right, I'm going to get back into this. Anyway, it just happened to me at a PB because I did this. I managed to beat the AI. So I need to make sure I don't hit any traffic and that he misses a lot of it. And it is possible, like, he can slow down a lot, and it is possible for you to jump ahead of him. So like, he'll just slow down for no reason whatsoever, and you can jump ahead of him. Now, he's not done that with me this time, which is a shame, really. But yeah, it should be alright, I think. Not too bad. For the most part, we've just got to follow him down the straight road. The traffic can be a little RNG based in a way. Like, it can randomly spawn and then just despawn. Like, for some weird reason, there's a part in this mission in particular where a certain car will spawn, and it's not known as to why this is a thing, it just is. It's just really weird, like, it's very bizarre. I did try to get ahead at the start there, but unfortunately that didn't work very well. Nevertheless, we've done the mission nice and easy. That mission actually used to give me a lot of grief when I was younger, so I'm quite thankful that it didn't. Okay, so this is the mission I was on about. So you remember how Thebpg13's just done the Drive Parallel Lines run? And he said about you're not really supposed to get in front of the train very much, because if you do, it'll say you've lost a train and all that, and obviously in Parallel Lines it didn't happen with him. In this game, that feature's implemented. The older games seem to have these features implemented, so we can get ahead of the train, we just can't get ahead of it by too much. The other thing as well, which suffers a lot, is the frame rate. Now this is just, by default, this is just how the game is. I don't know why it is, why it's a thing, it just seems to be. So you'll notice like the game like really slows down. Like that's not the emulator that does it, the game is genuinely quite shocking in terms of its frame rate. If you've never played Driver 2 before, it's kind of seen as, I don't know, a laggy game, very like lag fast. It's pretty bad. Need to make sure I don't hit any of these traffic cars. Like I said, if I can jump ahead of the train by a margin, like a big margin, then that's really, really good. But if I can't, then that's going to be a big shame. Fingers crossed I can anyway. Okay, yeah, we're jumping ahead. So them bins always have me nervous, for some odd reason, just really nervous. Mainly because the gap's really, like, it's really narrow. Again, I don't know why this is a thing, it just is. Right, so you notice how far ahead I am of the train. And yes, the frame rate is like that. There's nothing I can do about the frame rate, unfortunately. You can see how I'm not trying to get too far away from him. Because if I do, then it'll end up saying, you know, you failed, you lost the train. Now you can, after a certain point near the end, you can actually just put your foot down and pull away from him. Which is nice. Let's see. Okay, right. Hopefully, there's a green car that's going to appear in front of me. Or not. He didn't appear in front of me. Maybe he's already gone past me. Right, okay. Come on. Come on, train, please. Don't do this to me. Right, okay. So, I'm on the closest side. At least I think I am. Oh, that's a car. I need to make sure I don't pull away from him too much, because otherwise it'll give me a mission fail. There we go. That's actually really, really good. Okay, and if I can get it, which I can. Yeah, there we go. 13 seconds, nice. Like I said, you use that little trick where you can go around, and obviously, like I said, you can go around and do what you need to do, which is nice. You know, obviously, just hit the railings, and it'll stop your car instantly. See it as like an insta stop. Like the moment you hit something, like bam, and you stop, you're pretty much done for, essentially. But yeah, this run, there's not a lot to this run, to be honest. It's just complete the missions, go from A to B, follow this car and so on. This one's more following it. You actually have them missions where you've got to follow it and keep a certain distance. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really a fan of these sort of missions, but they're in the game anyway. Funnily enough, I think there's about 3 or 4 of the missions in the main any percent. But Chicago, thankfully, only has the one. It's the mission after this which gives me a lot of grief. So, like, this mission isn't too bad. Okay, make sure I follow him, don't let him see me. Okay, so if you can look at the top, see where the proximity is? If you see where the line can line up perfectly in the middle of the O, so probably about there? Oh, maybe a bit too much. It's kind of hard to get right. Basically, if you can keep it in, like, the middle of the O, that's like a good reference point to have, so it's like that's the closest you can get to him. If you get any closer like that, it's like, yeah, back off, you're too close. There's actually something you can do, which I'm not going to perform here just because it's a bit risky and I might get spotted, which is you can cut across the grass and essentially get to the exit point before he does. So basically there's a point in the warehouse where he gets to. Hang on, I'll back off a bit. So he gets to a point near a warehouse in a second, and we need to get in a certain proximity of him. Now I don't want to get too close, because otherwise it's mission failed. Now just to be on the safe side here, I'm going to just back off here, and then just do this, put my foot down and go for it. Now I could have done that a bit sooner and got a bit closer, but that's fine. I don't mind not getting too close, to be honest. That's good enough for me. Like I said, this mission's fairly straightforward. You can skip forward and stuff like that to get a bit quicker at this. And the other thing as well is that you can do a few little. There's like a neat little trick you can do, which is a cutscene skip. So if you get too far away, what ends up happening is the cutscene will skip, so you won't have to watch that little cutscene that you saw, and it'll be like instant mission passed. But there's a very fine line on where you can afford to like lose him and then activate the cutscene. You have to know the exact point of where the cutscene starts and where it ends. It's pretty difficult. I don't think it works in that mission actually, just maybe the witness one. So this is probably one of the hardest missions in Chicago, I'm not gonna lie. It's very difficult because we have police in this game now. Now police in the first 2 or 3, maybe the first 2 games are all RNG based. So what I've now got to do is I've got to get to my apartment. But I have 2 cop cars chasing me. And like in most of the games, they travel at the speed of light, it seems. Like, these guys do not give up. They are brutal, they're hostile. So if I can, I'm going to try and lose them with traffic. Just hope that they hit something. Okay. Like, not me, but something. Okay, he hit me, that's fine. So, the AI is a bit brutal on this game. Oh dear. As we see that happen. They usually... Oh god. Also... What in the hell? Where is he? Where's that? I'm actually going to change cars. If I can. Okay, I've wrecked my vehicle. Okay. I did say this mission's very difficult. I did say it was very difficult. Hopefully we don't get that again. Hopefully I don't get smashed to pieces. I should have just let the cop destroy my car and then got out of it, because I can actually use somebody else's car. That's fine. That's actually the first time I failed that for a while, so... Usually I never really fail that mission, because I've always got the backup strat of having, you know... The police cars will often hit trees and stuff. Like I said though, it's like they're on drugs or something, they're just high as anything, these guys. Look how fast he's going, like that's a joke. Seriously, oh dear. That's a tight gap that I couldn't fit through. Oh god. I did say the frame rate is an issue. Okay, right, let's see where I'm going. Oh my god, cops, please. I didn't put the cop difficulty on hard. Jesus Christ. Right, okay. You can push me all he wants to. Oh no, that's not good. That's definitely not good. Okay. Right, he lost me, that's good. Oh, thank god, that's pretty lucky actually. No, this guy's still going. This guy's stubborn. Right. I think I can afford to do this. Yeah, I can. I'm going to play safe. I'm actually going to play this one safe because... Just because of the fact that the cops, like I said, are brutal in this game. So I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to play safe. The other missions are fairly easy and fairly straightforward. There's not really any sort of unsafe strats, you could call it. These are as safe as we're going to get with these, so fingers crossed. Like I said, you think it being run on emulator will make the game run any better? And it does run somewhat decent, but it's not that great. Also, if the cops chase after me now, this isn't that bad, because of the fact that... Mainly because if you look at the felony, I've only got a tiny bit. So it's not too bad, whereas at the start of the mission where I obviously had all the traffic cars and everything. Is it just me, or are the cops way hard to deal with my emulator? It seems that way, yeah. I don't know, it depends really, Richard. It's one of those things. It can be very difficult though, also. There's never a cop up here when you need one. Say when you need one, there's never a cop up here. They'll probably show up in a second though, you watch. Okay, so if I can, I want to try and lose this guy here, preferably. Can I lose him before I get to my apartment? That would be fantastic if I could lose him. Yes? There. That'll do. That's good enough for me. Good enough for me. Okay, so we've got the next mission, which is Kane's Compound, I think this is. Oh no, sorry, Chase the Intruder, then Kane's Compound. Now, Chase the Intruder, which at this point we don't actually know who he is. This is actually Jericho. So one of the main protagonists of the Driver series, and funnily enough, you'll see him in the next run as well. Driver San Francisco. Well, this is where you first meet him, like for the first ever time in the series. So what we've got to do here is we've got to chase Jericho to a compound. Now, unfortunately, Jericho's kind of random. He could take like one of 3 different routes. Now, I don't know which one he's going to take. I'm hoping he takes a good one. This is somewhat decent, which one he's taking. Now, there's a route he does do, which he can go like straight to, literally to the middle of the road. So instead of turning right and coming up the highway and coming this way, he can actually go straight on. And also, as you can tell, his AI is really bad at driving too. I'm actually going to follow him pretty close. Like I said, funnily enough, his AI is really stupid. So it'll often like crash into stuff and things like that. Tag like fences and things like that. He also makes this weird, interesting choice where he goes through the back of some buildings here. Now I have to keep an eye on him because I always think he goes this way, but in actual fact he's never done this sometimes. He's actually gone like different ways. Also, this is like the main back straight of it as well. So from here we're now just going to put our foot down. Now for some weird reason, he often goes on the grass up here. Like that, just to try and lose you. But we're not stupid, we're not falling for that. There's actually a nice little, neat little trick you can use here. So in a minute he's going to turn right and go in that entrance there. What we're going to do is one better. We're actually going to skip in front of all this. I don't want to lose him too much, but yeah. I actually missed the skip that we're supposed to do, which is if you go to the right, you can actually go in into a warehouse, and it activates this cutscene a bit sooner, which is nice. For the most part, though, it's not too bad. And also, we get blocked in by a truck, which is nice. Okay, so we have a cutscene to skip here, which is nice and easy. We literally just spam the X button, or in my case, the A button, because I'm playing on a 360 controller. But yeah, this next mission, this is Kane's Compound. Now, for those that probably played this when they were younger, Kane's Compound is very tricky because 2 reasons. One, there is a monstrous, this bloody crazy van thing that tries chasing you, which is kind of terrifying. And the other thing as well, the other one, well, quite frankly, like myself, a lot of people got stuck in this mission alone. Like, didn't know anything how to get out of it. Like, I used to struggle on this mission. I had no idea how you escaped. Also, we do that to get out of here quicker, just because it's faster. There's also a gap here between the wall and that van. It's pretty funny actually, because this game tries several ways to block you, whereas you can just drive around them, or not even bother just trying at all. Which is nice. So go left here, right through the fence. So make sure I got caught on that last time, and I'm glad I didn't get caught on it this time, which is nice. Funnily enough, I did like my PB run recently, and I actually got caught on that little bit of fencing. So this is the bit I meant when I said about the killer truck. So basically, this guy behind us, he can go at like the speed of sound in a van. He's pretty ridiculous at like how fast he can go. Now, what I do try and do is I do try and lose him. Like, just hope for the best. You kind of have to be good with how you do it. I also have to make sure he doesn't whack me. Please don't whack me. Right, he didn't whack me. That's pretty close. Okay, right. So there's actually like a small gap in a second that we're going to get to. And I'm just hoping that I can fit through that gap. Actually, in fact, rather than risking it, because not every strat I've used so far has gone right, I'm probably just going to go to the right here. Yeah. So there's this bit here, which I can use to my advantage. There we go. Okay, come on, go, 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 go. So there's actually like a little skip you can do, which allows you to skip that entire part. And basically where that container was, usually you can go to the right and cut through there, and it's a lot quicker. Which is really weird, but nevertheless, not bad. Pretty good mission, that one. And then finally, last mission. This is leaving Chicago, aka the last mission in Chicago. We should easily be able to get underestimate here. Timer will stop when I have got the cutscene saying, well done, you made it. I think it is. So this is leaving Chicago. It's at night, it's raining, and it's quite difficult. Because now what we've got to do is we've now got to escape Chicago via means of the train station. Now this mission takes around 2 to 2.5 minutes. And we also have henchmen chasing us as well. I believe these are either Vasquez's men or Kane's men. I can never remember which. But yeah, so it's not too bad. The AI, for some weird reason, isn't too brutal on this mission. Like, you find it quite difficult, but often you'll find that they're not actually that hard at all. They seem terrifying, like scary, but they really aren't. Far from it. Like the AI that just make mistakes. Also, usually about now he's lost me. This guy is actually not losing me at all, which is interesting because they usually do. That means, God, this guy's actually not moving. Okay. Also, the frame rate tends to dip quite a bit in this mission. Like, I don't know why that's a thing. The frame rate decides to die. Also, and we're spinning. We're still going. This is good. Okay, right. I'm still going. Is he pushing me? No, he's not. Okay, we're still gonna make this. This is fine. Luckily, there's a few like little routes and stuff that we end up doing that the AI just doesn't do. Not too bad though. Right, okay, I think we should be alright here. Yeah, we're gonna be fine. Just honk at a couple of people, tell them to get out of the way. Alright, okay, so we have to take the next left and then go through a few trees and then take the next right. Just because I found this is to be the easiest route. Oh my god, that was exceedingly close. Thank god. Oh, crumbs. Come on. Right, okay. Not bad. Okay, right. These guys really are stuck and they're real difficult. I don't know why they're being difficult today. Luckily, we don't have to worry about them too much. The reason why I say we don't have to worry about them too much is we may just have to worry about the frame rate right now. Jesus. It's like, the frames, come on. There we go. So basically, we have to stay on the left-hand side because our like checkpoint and stuff that's coming up is on the left-hand side of the road. It's on this side, so all we've got to do is kind of just dodge on incoming traffic. And obviously the AI, because it likes to be brutal. That was actually not bad. I mean, I've had worse. I was expecting that to take me out, which is nice. Also, this is probably just going to be... This is going to be just underestimate, like, holy cow. Right, so we often lose them there. And time will be in a second when we see the mission complete screen. That's now. 24:07. Nice. That's it, all done and dusted. Only just underestimate, but yeah. pretty decent. I mean, it could have gone better in the in this mission and in Escape to the Safe House, but I'm pretty impressed. That went quite well. Yeah, I don't think there was much else that happened, but I'm glad that went under estimate. I was kind of worried that it wasn't going to go under estimate. Just towards the end there, mainly. But yeah, not bad. Pretty good. Like I said, it's only a short run, so it's not too bad. And Iceman, I know what you're trying to say. It is the worst. Actually, no, Rio's the worst. Havana's fun, but also tricky. It's not easy to get right. That is like extremely difficult. At least Chicago's not too bad. It's slightly forgiving, I guess. But yeah, that's been my run, and I will now hand you back over. And fingers crossed that it's not too bad. But yeah, I'm going to hand you back over to the. I would say hand you back over to Mike, but obviously that's me. So yeah, I'll get the next run set up for you guys, and then yeah, we will be back very.